death to Videodrome. Long live the new flesh.
This is the Horrible Film School. Take a seat and slowly peel open your trapper keepers. I am Chris, and I am here with Professor Hootie.
What's up, fellas? Excited to whip out the old VHS for this film.
Careful what you whip out there, buddy. I don't know how the laws work up there, but down here there's trouble brewing. We are also joined by the king of the old flesh, Professor Joy, a.k.a. Dr. Nasty.
Oh, this old flesh, it still gets the job done. Who's ready to get physical? Physical, come on, let your body talk. Is that a Blondie song?
I think that's Olivia Newton-John.
Oh shit, she got blonde hair.
Decent
That kind of
swing.
counts, right?
Yeah.
Can I
Sure,
go
sure,
in?
that
Can I go ahead and
counts.
say this at the top of the show?
If it's gonna be about how hot this girl is,
Well,
save
You're going to be
it.
dunking
I'll
on
watch-
Blondie's
save it.
filmography?
I watched this entire film with her in it, and then I talked to my brother, and he was like, "Oh, what'd you think of Blondie?" And I thought, was she in the movie?
There wasn't a
I didn't
blonde girl
realize that-
in the movie. I don't think.
I didn't know that lady was Blondie.
The front person. I think there's men in that group as well.
It's
right?
all men except for her.
Except for her. Okay. Gotcha.
Men do the most important thing in the band, like they play the music.
Oh,
and shit,
God.
And she
Here
just
we go.
runs that mouth.
Whoa.
good.
Was
I
it?
would say,
Leave it to a woman to have to say something, right?
Somebody's
Yeah.
never seen the Shania Twain "Man If Like a Woman" video.
Fucking trust me, I've seen that
Yeah,
plenty of
right.
times. First CD Chris ever bought was Shania Twain.
2 o'clock in the morning. Put on a little bit of that Man, I Feel Like a Woman. Let's
Ooh,
go.
I'll be
Yeah,
sitting there.
like a
I'll be
woman.
sitting there asleep, and all of a sudden, all I hear is now. Let's go, girls.
Let's go, girl. You remember back in the day when your headphones, like, people could hear it if you cranked it up too loud because we didn't have, like, the cans. So you hear, like, a muffled version of it. Dun, 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 dun. Joey just started getting hard, just sitting there. Little 7-year-old in his
I'm gonna
bed.
tell you what, it's hard not to get hard when it comes to Shania
Start tapping
Twain.
his foot.
Good
Dun,
God.
dun, dun.
I don't think Joey's ever read liner notes more carefully than that.
Best
CD.
thing about
Oh,
being
shit.
a woman. And then fucking
That's your
them
impersonation of
electric-
Shania
That
Twain.
was Hank Hill doing Shania Twain.
All right, well, getting into it, before we take another step into what we're covering today, we got to shout out, this is episode number 99, which means our next entry is going to be that big triple-digit 100th episode, boys. So
100.
it's
So many good
it's
things
upon
come
us.
in hundreds, right? Like money and other things that come in hundreds.
And like living
Test
to be that
scores.
old,
We are a film school.
yeah, test score. Best
That's
test score,
true.
you know?
it's a perfect score, unless you count the curves and all that stuff. All right, so for our 99th, before we cover our 99th episode, we got 2 little pieces of news, keeping it short and sweet today. Start with this one I thought was pretty interesting. Will Smith says that Michael B. Jordan will not play his son in I Am Legend 2.
Like, he just come out and said, no, he's not.
Was he,
like,
like,
is he
offended?
just fucking mad at him?
I thought that was a weird
did,
note.
did he talk shit about Jada?
See, initially I saw it and I clicked it and I was like, let me bookmark that. Because when I read it, I didn't read the, like, in my mind, I didn't see, like, the, it will not be, you know? I'm like, oh, cool. Michael B. Jordan, I Am Legend 2, whatever. And then I read it again. I was like, oh, so was he confirmed at some point?
I don't want to get too deep in the drama that is their family, but I think their son, I don't remember his name, no longer associates himself with the family.
Shiloh. His name's like Shiloh or some shit.
Shiloh the dog, yes.
No. If you didn't ask me, I could have told you this. Damn it.
A little beagle named Shiloh.
Talking about the kid, the Karate Kid.
It's Shiloh, right? Shiloh
You're thinking of
Smith.
Willow,
Damn
the
it.
daughter.
Oh,
Son of a bitch.
I'd have been
Jaden?
confused with
Is it
Warwick Davis
Jaden?
and Val Kilmer film.
wait, don't
He's
talk
a
about that.
Jaden,
You can't
I
talk about
believe.
Val Kilmer. You need to chill the fuck out.
So wait a second. What does that have to do with Michael B. Jordan portraying his son in I Am Legend 2, Hootie?
I think it might cut too deep in regards to he may feel, because he did 2 movies with his son, right? The Pursuit of Happiness and the weird like Planet Earth movie.
Oh, yeah. Was
So-
it a Shyamalan movie or something?
I think it was. So I think deep
Airbender or
down,
some shit? I don't know.
deep down, maybe he wanted his son to be in I Am Legend 2 and the falling out and yada yada yada. This is all drama. This is all TMC guys.
Yeah, but what the fuck did
So you
Michael
telling
B.
me to
Jordan
quit
do?
quoting Will Smith?
Like, why is he
Michael
mad at
Jordan is
Michael
more
B.
like,
Jordan?
I think Michael B. Jordan's like, my star is enough. I don't have to attach to you at this point. So I'm going to kind of go do my own thing.
I would say Michael B. Jordan might be bigger than Will Smith currently.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going to see Sinners in a theater.
No.
I'm not going to see
Come
what the hell
on
Will
now.
Smith's got coming out
The only
next.
people
Dude,
going
come
to
on.
fucking theaters now are old people. The old people don't know who the fuck Michael B. Jordan is.
Minecraft just blew up. I doubt old folks are watching that.
Yeah, but guess who was in that? Jack
That's
fucking
true.
Black.
God, Jack Black, give it to
Bowser,
me.
baby. Bowser. Damn right. We got the first poster for Bring Her Back, which is the new horror movie from the Talk to Me directors, Danny and Michael Philippou.
That shit
Comes
looks
out on
so.
May the 30th.
They had like I think it was like a teaser or something. I tried not to watch
I haven't
it.
watched any footage, yeah.
That
You
shit
know I
looks,
avoid that stuff.
it's so fucking creepy, man. These guys really have a knack for putting you on the edge of your seat. Like, don't.
Yeah.
What I was about to say, don't talk to me.
So,
Talk to me was so
Talk to
fucking
Me.
good. Oh my god.
yeah, they're Australian, so they kind of have that a unique sensibility when it comes to these stories. One sentence synopsis of that movie. It's all I've seen so far. So, a brother and sister witness a terrifying ritual at the secluded home of their new foster mother.
This dude likes some ritual stuff happening.
It's brothers. I think they're twins, maybe. They do everything together. Danny and Michael Philippou. Apparently, they blew up on YouTube. They would make like these crazy action short films, and that's kind of how they got their start. So,
Like the Matrix movie brothers. I understand.
the Wachowski sisters you're referring to.
Oh, sorry.
What?
Okay.
They're-
You talking about the motherfuckers who are dressed with like white hair in the movie?
No. The Wachowskis created the Matrix, but now they both identify as female. So
Both
it's the
of them?
Wachowski sisters now. Both of them.
Wow. Well, you learn something new every day.
There you go. With that
I'll
being
just
said,
say-
before
I'll
we
just
venture
say-
down that rabbit hole,
The Wachowskis.
there you go. Let's keep it simple.
You know, I always thought
anyway.
the twins from the movie were the fucking directors.
You talking about those goofy white
the
dudes with
ghost-looking
dreadlocks?
motherfuckers.
The albino
Yeah,
dudes?
I always thought that was like self-inserts.
I guess it could be some kind of meta text that I don't remember jack shit about those sequels, man. They were all terrible in my mind. All right, if you guys got nothing else, let's talk about today's assignment, 1983's Videodrome, chosen by Mr. Nasty. So before I give him the reins, I got to give you the lesson. Real simple here, real true. Reality is less than television.
So I'm actually really excited that this movie turned out the way it did for me. Like, us watching that trailer for the movie, I did not have the highest expectations, even though I've always heard this is like a cult classic, right?
Oh, you were timid after the footage?
Oh,
It made me more excited.
I mean, was there
honestly.
any real footage? Like, wasn't the one
It
we
just looked like
watched?
some
It was just a
bizarro
bunch
body
of
horror shit.
It was a bunch of just like randomness, you know. It was like we were actually watching some sort of TV show that we weren't supposed to be watching, you know.
Yeah, it was like, and there were some animated bits in the trailer that I don't think I saw in the movie.
There was no animation in the film.
There was a lot of it in that trailer. Well, it looked like it was part of the movie, though.
It's almost like they were making a broadcast. Like the trailer was a broadcast. Oh no, it was really
Yeah.
neat. It was really neat.
Meta, baby. 1983, it's pretty meta, bro.
So yeah, super excited to discuss this movie today. Let's hop right in with some fan reviews, courtesy of IMDb. Let's go ahead and get the boring one out of the way. Let's talk about the positive. Titled Death to CGI, Long Live Practical Effects by Videodrome, back in April of 2018. Cronenberg's ideas are twisted yet brilliant and pretty way ahead of their time. A grim future, alternative evil technology, manipulating the masses, broadcasting evil electromagnetic waves. As a matter of fact, the cathode ray tube television is indeed a source of electromagnetic pollution. The special effects are awesome. Take that, CGI. Dude really fucking hates CGI. Cronenberg is a master in conceiving such wonderful, well-crafted, elaborate, organic-looking, and pretty realistic effects. It looks very good, even for today's standards. Gave that a 9 out of 10.
The weird part is CGI wasn't around in 1983. So I'm not sure why he's so hard up on the CGI.
I think it's like a nostalgic dunk. It's like saying Michael Jordan would just kick everybody's ass in 2020.
I do feel like it's
no way to compare the two.
It's an old cross that the older people bear, and like include myself, having like yeah, grew up in the 90s, but horror from the 80s was our bread and butter. Like, that's all we watched.
That was what was on TV, and that's what was on the VHS collection. Didn't have to wait for that one to come out on video.
It's definitely a back in my day sort of situation talking about practical effects as opposed to CGI. And I mean, it's just such commonplace nowadays for everything to rely on CGI because it's so. It is practical because you got this deadline. Movies are being made faster than ever, and you want to get them out there. What's faster than having somebody work on a computer to do half your movie?
I wonder what that man's review would be of Leprechaun 4 in space.
Jesus. Yeah, that might have been the death of practical effects. Certainly the birth of CGI as we know it today.
Star Fox.
Jesus Christ. Blame the video games, man.
All right, and as always, for every positive review, we got to have a negative Nancy. And in this case, it's a guy by the name of Mike Yike, back in March of 2015. And his title is, I'm going to do this in my Charles Barkley voice. Terrible, just terrible. Is that pretty good? Is that close to Charles Barkley?
TURR.
That's just terrible. That's just terrible, Shaq. That's terrible. I saw this film in the theater when it was first run. I don't remember why I decided to pay admission for it, but I've regretted it ever since. I am now writing a review of the movie because earlier today I was in a conversation with someone where we were discussing the worst movies that were made with a decent-sized budget. I have thought of this question before, and my number one movie fitting this qualification is Videodrome. It truly stinks. I remember after the first half of the movie, I considered leaving the theater and doing anything else, but I thought that as punishment for my moment of stupidity, I should stay until the end credits. So painfully, I watched the whole film. It really blows. It truly sucks. They could have given the money they put into the movie to UNICEF or the National Kidney Foundation, but no, they made a bad movie. It happens. 1 out of 10.
Wow.
I think this person was going through some like really traumatic shit involving their kidneys.
Yeah.
Just pull that out of left field.
Hated. So this is in 83. When was that review written? I'm assuming within the last
2015
years. So they've been holding this grudge for 40 years.
They wouldn't even wrote this review if that person hadn't had the conversation with them, like bringing it up.
There's been so many bad movies made between 1983 and 2025.
I know, right? What was that Netflix movie that just, I don't even know if it was a Netflix movie, but it was like super expensive and was horribly reviewed. Yeah. Like $300 million, and everybody says, it's like a turd or whatever.
I watched it.
Well, this movie like $5 million.
It's the Chris Hemsworth?
Yeah.
Chris Pratt.
No. Chris Pratt and
one of them.
Stranger Things. 11.
Damn, she's still getting work.
Very, very forgettable.
Oh, yeah. Netflix is trying to turn her into Zendaya.
Good luck with that. Euphoria, dog.
Shit, right?
I'm ready
she
for the new
season. She has a problem
season.
showing emotion to me.
She's still like a 10-year-old girl to you? Is that what it is?
Well, no, she's still a grown woman. It's just like when she
Careful, Drake
acts,
might be listening to this.
When she
Certified.
acts,
one of his buddies.
It's probably A minor. But when she acts and tries to be dramatic, it's just not believable to me.
I don't think I've seen her in anything that's not like sci-fi fantasy and bought it for a minute, you know?
Yeah.
Fair enough. But yeah, that review is, I don't know. I don't know how much credence I can give to somebody who looks at this and tells me it's a 1 out of 10. Shame. That's all I can say. Shame.
Well, it's another one of those situations of if somebody really doesn't care. Like, a prime example for me would be like, we went and saw They Live, right? This movie, in my opinion, is very much like They Live. I could see somebody watching that movie and be like, oh, this is a bad movie. But I think
it's like a weirdo. I don't understand. I don't get it.
Well, we appreciate, we appreciate some of like the more technical aspects that go into like making movies. Like from an entertainment value, like I can see how somebody wouldn't enjoy this movie. 1 out of 10, no, of course not. But I can see how somebody would be like 4 out of 10, 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it just seems like you went over the line to bury the damn thing. It's a bit much.
All right, and with that, let's hop into some behind the scenes, behind the camera sort of discussion here. Let's talk about the director of the film, David Cronenberg. We discussed him at length when we covered The Fly. So if you guys want to add anything, I'm going to hand the mics over to you.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about The Fly, Shivers from 75, and Scanners from 81. Those are like his two put this guy on the map. Movies, I'm sure we highlighted it before, but he's pretty much considered like the originator of the body horror genre. All about those creepy ass transformations, all the infectious diseases, and like blending technology and physical stuff. Definitely a unique filmmaker who's still making stuff to this day. His new movie, I think The Shrouds it's called, comes out in like 2 months. So
that was a big.
And his son's pretty competent filmmaker as well.
Yeah, what was it? Infinity Pool?
Brandon, yeah, he did Infinity Pool and
oh my god,
Possessor.
Gives me fucking
Possessor
goosebumps.
before that was good as well.
I'm not the biggest fan of this director and body horror in general, as we all know.
Well, I feel
Weird shit.
like a big part of me choosing this movie is because I mean, none of us are really all that familiar with his work, right?
I'm
like
not.
I've
I know
seen The
of
Fly.
him more than
I avoid him.
yeah. I feel like my relationship to him is as my relationship used to be to David Lynch before I like went after it. You know, like I used to hold him in that same kind of regard.
Who's the guy who directed Kronos?
Guillermo del Toro.
No, was it Guillermo del Toro?
Yeah, the vampire movie with Ron Perlman with the little bug.
Ron Perlman was in that.
Perlman, yeah, he's the main
Pearl was
character.
in that. He's in all of Guillermo's movies
That's
to a
Del
point.
Toro's like first American or first English
It is
language
Guillermo
movie. I
del
think.
Toro.
He did Mimic too, but
Fuck am
Mimic
I
was
thinking
after.
of?
Mimic was 97 or 98. Yeah.
There's always been some like abstract sort of horror director that's kind of like Cronenberg in my mind, but he always like escapes. He's like it's always in like the peripheral.
His name, you're saying,
Yeah,
or his work?
it's not Guillermo del Toro because I mean
I'm not the biggest Del Toro guy.
everybody likes Hellboy,
God.
right?
Everybody likes Hellboy.
It's all right. It's all right.
Everybody likes it. Okay,
It's fine.
we didn't get the third one. It's a damn shame. It's gonna be little hell babies.
It's fine.
Goodness gracious.
I did have 2 notes on Cronenberg though that I don't think we touched on during the fly.
Yeah, I mean we'll have plenty of opportunities, but you can go ahead and knock it out.
This would be he portrayed Dr. Wimmer in Jason X. This dude has a pretty lengthy acting credit section. I was shocked by that.
Yeah, he's a movie guy. He pops up and stuff a lot. Kind of like David Lynch. He does cameos, and you wouldn't know that he was in the movie until you've seen him in it. You know.
We're not
And he
far
chose
off
to
from
be
Jason
in
X.
Jason X.
We're not far off at all.
What the hell was it about Jason X? Was he a producer, or was he just on set that day?
I don't know. He wanted to be the doctor apparently.
All right.
Well, I think
Maybe he created
Cronenberg,
the metal mask.
he directed an episode of the Friday the 13th TV series. Or maybe more than one
Loves
episode.
Jason.
So maybe it's just his ties back to that, you know?
Well, before we step into that, what's the pulse check on Crystal Lake?
His raps, right?
A24
But that
producing
pulse is in
No,
there.
they're casting
Is no
now.
fucking pulse.
No, they're casting.
Like this
Velma's in there.
dead in the water. Wait, Thelma's in there?
He's the mom.
The
I
fat
talked about this
Mindy
last time.
Kaling?
Linda Cardellini has been cast as
Oh,
Pamela.
you
Voorhees.
fucking meant Mindy Kaling from the new like
Mindy
Velma.
Kaling?
Yeah, she does the
From
voice
The
for
Office?
Velma for on the HBO series. It fucking sucks.
Oh, what the hell, man? No, Velma from the live action.
That poor
That's
lady.
attraction, dude. I trust A24.
Done so many of the movies since Scooby Doo, but to this day is Vilma.
That's Velma, dog.
Name three movies. Name 3 movies she's done.
She's in the Nutcracker.
She's the main character on Freaks and Geeks.
Since
She's
since
Hawkeye's
fucking,
wife in the Avengers movies.
Chris, shut up. Since fucking. That's
like 6 movies.
Since that shit. Since fucking Scooby Doo.
I don't know her face well enough.
Oh, I know her face,
Good
but
to
I just
call
don't. I don't trust me. I always revert back.
She's a
to
pretty
Scooby-Doo.
girl. Anyway, sorry to sidebar. Jason X.
So he did Jason X, and he also turned down the chance to direct. And I'm actually glad that he turned these down. Return of the Jedi, RoboCop, which would be right up his alley, and Top Gun.
That's nuts. Here's another factoid before we get away from it.
Well, you got to bring up Top Gun.
David
huh?
Lynch also declined to direct Return of the Jedi.
What is up with that movie?
It's just everyone was
No
like,
one
everyone
wanted
said
to
it's your
fucking
thing,
direct
George.
the Ewok bullshit.
Everyone wanted him to direct it.
Nobody wants
Like,
to spend their
George,
time
it's
doing
your
that.
story.
If it's not Empire,
You
who
direct it.
cares?
I'm not the biggest Star Wars
Beyond
guy,
doubt.
so I don't know what all that
Lynch
means.
and Cronenberg both were attached to that project. It's pretty crazy.
Could you imagine RoboCop through the eyes of Cronenberg?
RoboCop is like, I know I've seen the movie. I have zero recollection of that movie.
Oh, Alex Murphy's a beast.
I couldn't tell you a thing that happens in that movie.
He gets his dick blown off. It's pretty dramatic.
Well,
All that's left
maybe
is
that's
like
why I blocked it
his
out.
fucking face, right?
It's his head. Well, yeah, it's actually his face on a complete metal body.
Is his brain not attached?
It's not really. You're going much deeper than you're supposed to.
Okay. Just accept it.
Just accept what you're looking at as a fucking piece of Detroit steel.
So you're telling me they stole it from Leprechaun 4 in space?
Well,
Mitten Spider. I'm pretty sure
Mitten
RoboCop
Spider,
was
yes.
before Mitten Spider. But yeah, RoboCop stuff is something I got to rewatch. It's like something I know I should have like an awareness of, but I just do not.
y'all's boy from The Killing played him in the reboot or remake, however you want to say it.
Oh, you're
Joel
talking
Kinnaman?
about the dude from Suicide Squad.
Yes, he plays RoboCop in the new one.
Rick Flag.
I actually like that actor. What happened to
Yeah,
that
he's
The
cool.
Killing show?
Got canceled.
AMC lost it. Somebody picked it up and finished it, but it was like significantly a reduction in production
I
value.
remember that first season being like legit, like good.
Yeah, but they ended
like
it
a
on a
big movie.
cliffhanger though, and everybody was pissed. Kind of like Twin Peaks. People wanted answers after the first season.
Answers.
No, who shouted out the Cronenberg turning down Return of the Jedi? When I read, essentially he did it because he had no desire to direct material produced by other filmmakers. It's like you see this guy's work and you're like, obviously he has a unique voice. Like he's not the type of person who can adapt other people's work.
Yeah, but one of his
It's like
biggest...
Tarantino trying to do a James Bond movie now. It just wouldn't work. It becomes a Tarantino movie at that point.
One of his most well-known movies is The Dead Zone. It's like Stephen King shit, right?
Yeah, it's a book though. He's not. I guess he's saying if someone else wrote the movie,
A continuation
and
of
wanted
somebody
to
else's
direct it.
story.
Right. He's
Okay.
adapting it through his own
Yeah,
lens.
makes
You know,
sense.
it's not someone else's script.
That makes sense why, if you look him up, there's so many notes. I only picked 3 movies. There's so many movies that he turned down directing.
Yeah. It's like one of those indie filmmakers that made it and kind of just refused to bite down on any of the Hollywood stuff. Which, going back to David Lynch, these two guys are like just so tied together. He did the first Dune, and that was like his biggest regret. It was the first time he was like, "I'll do the big Hollywood movie," and then
That's
people
so
hate it.
much. That's like I've never had food before. Let me have like steak. Let me have steak as my first ever food, or like a big bite
Yeah.
of a hamburger.
it's a lot. Dune and Star Wars. That's a lot going on in the 80s, man. He also wrote this. I don't know if we pointed that out, but again, kind of go back to the auteur theory. This guy definitely wants his hooks in all aspects of the movie making process. You guys got the effects creator for this film?
Oh
You
yeah,
know who
we
this
got it.
was?
That's the thing. I don't think
Oh,
there's
yes.
I think there's
Big
there's
Dick Rick.
no way you can talk about like Cronenberg, even in my limited knowledge of his works, and not mention the makeup effects. And once again, we have the pleasure of bringing up the works of Rick Baker, as we did in our American Werewolf in London episode. He's in top form here once again with some truly grotesque and gut-wrenching makeup special effects. Some of his other works, The Ring, Men in Black, Planet of the Apes, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, The Nutty Professor, Batman Forever,
You damn right.
R.I.P. Val Kilmer.
Hercules.
Yeah, and Star Wars Episode 4 and Episode 5, the good ones.
Oh, jeez.
A New Hope.
Even he said, fuck Return of the Jedi. Hold on. Even he didn't come
He didn't
want to
have to dress them fucking.
Damn.
Here's the thing. He would have made them
He
Ewoks.
met Warwick Davis on set because Warwick Davis was an Ewok.
Yeah,
He's
that would have
like,
been
you know what?
a
I'm done with
prime
this.
example of him like having like work on there, because he did the Planet of the Apes, like the 2000s makeup and shit. You know how good that looks.
Oh,
The
Mark
movie might not
Wahlberg,
be the
Tim
movie
Burton.
might not be that good, but the I think he
Apes
probably
did look
won.
good,
I guarantee you he was at least nominated for like an Oscar for the actual
for Paul
makeup
Giamatti
shit.
looking like an ape.
Yeah, I guarantee he was. But yeah, he would have dressing up an
is that
Ewok.
Michael Clark
Look,
Duncan
him
won the
creating
most
an Ewok or like dressing up something as an Ewok. That was just like that's his bread and butter, and he just said, "Nothing. I don't want anything to do with it." Cronenberg
Boring.
turned it down.
Next.
I'm gonna turn it down.
I also found out that he specifically did Robert Downey Jr.'s makeup in Tropic Thunder.
Yes. That'll never happen again.
No, sir.
I did have a note on him too. He apparently requested 6 months of prep to get all the effects, but he was reduced to 2 months. So the work you're seeing there is significantly less than what he was budgeted for, and you still got what you got.
Yeah, I read he had like
Very
a
impressive.
$500K budget.
Yeah. Apparently he got shafted a bit. So, dude made lemonade, which is weird because, you know, when you think about like these classic movies like this, that even if you've never seen them, you've usually seen them in some context of like an image or like a poster or something. Like there were so many shots and effects in this movie that were brand new to me. I had never seen before. Like there was not a lot of spoilers for me tied to the cool effects works that we see here. Think about like The Ring or something, like that lady's face. Like how many times have we seen that before you've even seen the movie?
Yeah, that was the thing to get you in the theater.
But for this one, I was like, I don't know, had no expectation going into it. Some cool looking shit in here.
That's some really cool looking shit.
Do we want to discuss the score composer at all? Or how'd you guys feel about it? Was it worth noting?
It caught my ear a few times, but it was nothing that made me want to pop it on the old
It was subtle, right?
Spotify. Yeah, it wasn't over the top, like to where I can hum along or anything.
The only
I feel like for
reason... Go ahead.
I feel like for this portion, we should start saying, will we buy it on vinyl or would we not?
There you
For
go.
the soundtrack.
Yeah, it's a good barometer.
I'm going to say
No
no.
Goblin presents Suspiria. That's a fucking soundtrack. Dog.
That's a banger.
Which I
The
own
only
on
reason
vinyl.
I would even want to bring him up is he's a Cronenberg collaborator, so we've heard him before when we talked about The Fly. But he's been involved with some like crazy, famous, popular, bombastic sort of scores in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Is it Hans Zimmer? This is Doubtfire.
I can start off with Mrs. Doubtfire.
Dude looks like
but
a
no,
lady.
he scored
lady.
7.
Yeah.
Hey, what remembers that shit?
He scored.
You know, every time you clean your house, you put that shit on.
Yeah,
Every time I vacuum.
Little known fact, that wasn't Steven Tyler singing that. That was Howard Shore, the composer, actually singing that.
Howie.
But yeah, he composed 7. He composed Silence of the Lambs. He composed The Departed. Composed Gangs of New York. One of my
That is
a
impressive.
flawed movie, but definitely one of my favorite movies. Love me some Daniel Day-Lewis. But the biggin, he composed the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Whoa.
Oh,
That's
a big deal.
fucking huge.
There's
I
some
can
good
hum
stuff in
that
there.
shit. I can hum that one.
Also did the Hobbit trilogy, but we don't really have to talk about that.
Well, Peter Jackson needed to buy
Wait,
another island. Can't blame the wind.
Although that Misty Mountain song is pretty fucking dope.
He took is it a 200-page book and made it into 3 movies?
Yeah, it's a children's book. It's definitely super short. I got it on my bookshelf over there. You can read it in 2 days, probably.
All right, let me
Taking
show
your
it off,
time.
Chris.
I'm just saying, it's definitely a very light read.
Boy,
Like
2 days for
taking a month and a
you,
half.
2 months for me. I gotta fucking sound it out and shit.
got ADD this shit.
Hobbit in a
Giraffe.
ho
Agon.
gan
Yeah, once you get the names down, man, it flows off the tongue. You got any production notes? I only got one that really stood out that we haven't talked about yet. Couldn't find a ton about this one.
Let me throw one out there because I thought it was really neat, and it actually goes back to that trailer we watched. But a majority of the official trailer for Videodrome was created using a Commodore 64 home computer, which at the time was like top of the line. Well, not top of the line shit. It's kind of like low end, but it was like hot shit back in the day. You know,
Kinda like a
you had a Commodore 64. You got something, you know, that's slick. But yeah,
Was
it's
it the
crazy
size
to
of, like,
think
a
it was made on
refrigerator?
that. No. It was like a home computer.
Oh,
The
so it's like a
64
desktop.
It was like a
The 64
home.
the bits?
I would assume, yeah. I would assume the
Probably, yeah.
bits, or like maybe even the like the megabytes. I don't fucking know.
Because I still
The
got my Sega
megabytes?
Genesis
Wow.
32-bit. Going
32 bits, yes.
Big deal.
The bit wars were huge, bro. I remember so many
There
arguments on the
certainly wasn't RAM,
playground.
that's for damn sure.
I actually have quite a few notes, but go.
Okay.
Oh.
Let me just pop my one out here. Cronenberg apparently got the idea for this because he used to pick up American television signals from Buffalo, New York, late at night after Canadian stations had gone off air. He worried he might see something disturbing and not meant for public consumption.
Watching Buffalo Bills games can be disturbing.
And it is at 3 o'clock in the morning. You never know that they have Buffalo Bills highlights. You never see O.J. Simpson run across the field holding a damn knife.
And the Clippers used to be the Buffalo NBA team. I don't know what they were called, but
Oh, I didn't know that.
factoid.
There you go. But yeah, he's Canadian. I don't know if we pointed that out. So he was worried about what those crazy Americans were doing across the pond.
This was the first film I had to watch before doing behind the scenes notes.
What do you mean you had to watch it?
Like, typically, I do all my notes first and then watch the movie. But I was going through all the behind the scenes stuff, and I was just lost at what I was reading because I've never seen the movie.
Wait, you do all your notes
gotcha.
before the movie?
Yeah, because most of the time I've already seen the film, so I just kind of, this one I hadn't. But usually it doesn't really matter. But this, it's so much wild shit in this movie that the behind the scene notes made no sense to me.
So you didn't know what they were referring to.
Correct.
They were like, when this part happens in the movie, we did it this way.
Yeah, the part where he stuck the videotape in his man pussy.
What? I gotta see this.
Man pussy? I gotta watch this one.
David Cronenberg's original title for this film was Network of Blood.
Oh.
Network of Blood. Not quite as catchy.
I'd watch that show.
Sounds like a porno.
I would tune in nightly.
3 different endings were filmed. The ending used in the final was James Woods' idea.
Damn, really? Wonder how he came to that.
Did you
Talk about a
find
man
the
who
other?
loves his own stories.
Did you find the other 2 endings?
I did some digging. I couldn't find them. I'm sure they're out there somewhere.
I think I read, and I know what you mean by being hard to find. I think I read one was like a TV ending where they added a little bit extra like afterward. Not really an epilogue, but like some voiceover from the show and some stills and stuff like that. Just to give it more of a, because the ending is bleak. I mean, we're going to talk about it. You imagine it as a TV audience watching this at like 5 o'clock after dinner. You would want to have a little bit of fucking palate cleanser afterward. But the other one I read involved an epilogue, and I'm not sure if it's 100% true because this came from like some fucking AI generated shit where it combs the internet and finds different tidbits. But apparently the characters Bianca, Nikki, and Max are involved in some crazy body horror sex, like with some like sex organs like coming out of their bodies. I don't know.
I read something.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any
credit.
I don't know if there's anything to that, but
there was actually like prop work of like big fake dicks and stuff, and I guess they were never used, but they're out there somewhere.
They're out there somewhere.
I need to fucking go to that store shit.
Yeah, they were like sexual organs that were like grotesque and large, and just I don't know.
Large, huh?
There's a drawer or like a chest of drawers
full
of
talking
those
here?
things.
We talking Mandingo style? What are we talking?
Who knows?
Big old floppers.
Who knows? Canadians. Canadian bacon.
2 more notes, and then I'm done. The TV station, Civic TV, is patterned after City TV, a Toronto television station that showed softcore porn as part of its late-night programming. One of Max Wren's partners is called Moses, a reference to City TV founder Moses Zanemir.
Just straight up over-the-air porn we're talking about here?
So we're talking about like Showtime, or not Showtime.
Satellite
What was
porn.
the one? What was the one that always
Antenna
had
porn.
Talking
had
about
real
Hotel
sex?
Erotica?
No, real sex.
HBO had real sex.
Yeah.
Damn, I'm not talking about that one then. What am I talking about?
Taxi Cab
Skinemax.
Confessions?
Skinemax. Talking about Skinemax.
Taxi Cab Confessions. I
Oh,
remember
man.
that.
You know.
They were jerking them off in
That's
the
like
back
a
of the
whole.
fucking taxi cab.
That's a whole channel now, man. It's still going, but they don't talk anymore.
Talking about that bang bus. I'm waiting for that motherfucker to pull up.
Hey, what's up?
Lastly, the videotapes used in the film are Betamax.
Beta.
VHS cassettes were too large to fit into the false stomach for special effects scenes.
Oh, that false stomach, boy. That is quite a directorial vision to, bring to life.
There's a guy on TikTok, Matt something, that does like a VHS a day, and you watch it with him, and he does Betamax Sundays. So the whole Betamax thing is very interesting. It's kind of like, I guess, Laserdiscs. They both just flopped.
Yeah. So they look, because we see them throughout the movie, they look very similar to VHSs. They're just like a different configuration of the same technology, basically.
Yeah, they're just smaller.
But it's like the same concept, right? Like there's little film reels in there.
Yeah.
So it's like something I've heard ad nauseum mentioned in movies and stuff, but I don't think I've ever seen one in person.
I feel like somebody who knows more than I do would say that, one of them's better than the other one, but I don't know anything
It's
about
like a
that.
film
I'm
versus
sure
digital
one
argument.
has like visual clarity minutely better, but the other one has like audio quality better. Some bullshit.
I saw that VHS of Die Hard. Yeah, but you see the Betamax.
That's the last note you said you had, Hootie. We were talking about the money up front with this one, the box office. You guys looking at this with the old guy talking about how expensive this movie was?
I looked into it to the point where I heard it was a huge commercial failure.
Yep.
Yeah, $5.9 million budget with a box office of $2.1 million.
That is no bueno.
Yeah, so you add in your production costs and marketing costs. It's quite not great. But again, I mean, if you produce a movie like this, what do you really expect, $100 million?
I'm surprised it didn't take his career.
Yeah, I think he kind of tied back like we were saying with his whole I'm not doing Star Wars take. This dude's, you pay him to make good movies, you don't pay him to make you money. You know what I'm saying? You would use him to boost your production credentials. Like, I make films, I don't make
He's
blah,
not
blah,
going to
blah.
keep your studio afloat.
Exactly. He's not James Cameron.
All right. With all that said, you guys ready for the main course?
Serve it up.
Let's go.
Who's behind it? What do they want?
I want you, Max. You. Come to me. Come to Nikki. Come on. Don't make me wait. Please.
Our story begins with Max Wren, the president of Civic TV, a Toronto-based TV station in search of the next spicy program for his insatiable audience. Bored of the basic soft offerings of his constituents, he and his technical lead Harlan stumble across a scrambled signal, a subterranean show both dark and disturbing out of Pittsburgh. Something provocative, something dangerous, something thrilling. Videodrome. Introducing it to his masochistic fuck buddy Nikki. She soon sets off in search of the torture porn program in hopes of an audition, in spite of Max's insistence that she stay away. The next day, Max's source familiar with the underground video scene, Masha, informs him of a startling discovery. The scenes of torture, mutilation, and murder on Videodrome are real, and its broadcast connected to media prophet, Professor Brian O'Blivion. First of all, Brian O'Blivion is such a cool fucking name, right?
Brian and Bianca O'Blivion. It's just dope.
You just covered a lot in a movie that's only an hour and 28 minutes.
I just covered a good portion of it. Glossed over. I don't think I glossed over too much. But we can discuss more of what we actually see in the Videodrome programming.
See, I like to, when I do go through the plot like this, when I'm not the one that has to actually contribute everything that happened in the movie, I like to just write down questions that come to mind. And the first question I had in this movie was, did you see the head on that Asian dildo?
Boy,
that thing was fucking huge.
That thing had a fucking knuckle. It I ain't never seen a dick with a knuckle in it. This fucking dildo like it had knuckles.
Dildo, bro.
All right, hold on. All right, before we go any further, did you guys get the?
That's got to be on like dildo of the year.
Did y'all watch
that? You don't remember that dildo?
Did y'all get the Criterion Collection version or the regular rated R version?
I saw a 4K dildo.
All right, so you saw
I
the
can tell you that
you
my
saw the
public
uncut.
library did not have Criterion anything.
All right, so you got. All right, that's good. You got rated
might not have
R.
seen it then.
You got rated R, and you got uncut. I watched the uncut version as well. You
Uncut,
see a lot
yes.
more of the dildo in the uncut version. Thank goodness.
Well, let me rush out the house tomorrow.
Yeah, go ahead and Google image that bad boy. That's a big old Asian dildo in that scene. That thing was intricately carved, is all I can say.
It was like cute. They had it dressed up in a fucking kimono and a little mask. And she's like,
Yeah, it was.
But when it was time to use the sumbitch, you gotta take that off.
Yeah. So, Hoodie, you didn't see any of the porn that the lady was showing to Max to get him to put on his TV show or whatever?
I did. I just didn't dissect it.
There's no detail. Okay, gotcha. Because he was talking about how soft the Asian porn was. He's like, it's too sweet. It's too intricate. The damn dildo was intricate, bro.
They weren't doing anything, so I get his point. Maybe that's why I didn't really dig too deep into what I was looking at.
I wonder if they did it censored like they normally do.
It didn't seem like it, but again, it didn't seem like it was.
Well, they said it was like softcore,
the
so
camera
I guess
work
they
was-
wouldn't show any bush.
Yeah, the camera work is very specifically like over the shoulder type stuff, you know.
Over the shoulder.
It's the
Over the
insinuation
shoulder
of penetration.
Fucking penetration? That's weird.
Over the shoulder dildo.
I enjoyed Civic TV's tagline, Civic TV, the one you take to bed with you.
Oof.
Yeah, that was pretty funny. I did like that one.
I would tune in.
This is just some weird ass porn, man. This as he was going through all this weird porn, and then we get to like the Videodrome footage. I just don't get it, man. And I get everyone has their own things, but I just do not. I did not get the appeal. It just made me nauseous.
Did we not just, at least I think I did. I was like, is this like a precursor to 8mm with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah, it's definitely in that same vein. I think the interesting thing about Max, though, in this movie is he never crosses his mind that this could be real.
Never.
Oh, no.
Which I don't think is believable.
He assumes the whole time that this is just like actors.
Another television program, yeah. And I'm sure that's a comment on like our desensitization to violence and these kinds of things in the modern world.
Well, I mean, I think I pretty much put it together. I was watching the snuff film pretty early on.
I don't know, dude. With the way the internet works now, I don't know. People watch decapitations while they're eating lunch. You know, it's some weird shit out there now. I mean, that's not my thing. It make me. It runs over me, but I don't know, man.
You gotta admit,
Pain and
there's
sex.
like this human fascination with carnage. There's this, like, I don't know if it's animalistic instinct that when you see a car crash, you drive by, I guarantee you don't look away.
I'll give you that much. But in my mind, I'm not looking to see somebody hurt.
Yeah,
I'm looking
the
to
thing
see
is, you don't
the
look
vehicle.
for it, but when it pops up, you just quickly turn the channel, or do you like linger? If you linger just for a second,
I will say this. 2 days ago, I'm driving back from, forgot where I was going to. I saw a man in broad day, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, hit a telephone pole straight on. And
Jesus.
He got out of the car.
Did you
But
get hard?
watching that shit live was like, whoa.
did you start to masturbate?
Damn.
I did not.
Did you pull out a safety pin and stick it through your nipple? as you sat there and
Videodrome
tried?
might not be for you then.
It is not.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not the target audience either. But Max ate this shit up, man. And what was Sonya? What was the girlfriend's name again? Nikki, right?
Nikki Brand.
What was her like profession there?
She
was
was
like
she's a therapist.
some kind of
she's
a
like,
DJ.
No, she's a therapist.
She
she's
was Delilah.
yeah.
I think I would.
She's
She's
like
like yeah, she was like a DJ.
No, motherfucker, she was like a radio therapist. She's over here telling somebody to seek help, and they're like
I
calling
think
her.
we're saying the same thing.
You got to call in to her, but she's
Chris,
playing
you're
like
saying
smooth jazz
You're saying she's
in
a
between.
DJ. You're saying
a
Delilah.
disc
Who the fuck
jockey,
is
yeah.
Delilah?
You don't know Delilah?
She's not a DJ. Ain't she a therapist?
She's
Definitely
just
not
like
a
a really
therapist.
sweet lady that
She
you
works
call
on
and
the
talk
radio.
to.
Yeah, but you talk
But
to
then
her
she plays
about your
music between
problems.
calls. But
And
she's
then she
playing
plays
music
you a
in
song
between
that's
calls.
probably not related to what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
She'll say, "Oh, sweetie, that man deserves something, and it ain't you.
See,
Let's listen to some Adele together."
I'm going to stick
That's
with
what
her
she
being a
does.
therapist because we're introduced to her character initially on a talk show discussing violence and sexual
gross Max
content
is.
on television. Like, you have Dr. Brian Oblivion's there. You got Nikki Brand as well as the host, Rena King, and Max. And they're all having, like, different viewpoints about
The
what
round
sort
table
of
discussion,
what sort of
yeah.
effect violence and sexual content has on modern audiences. But why have her on the fucking show if she's a goddamn radio DJ? Who gives a shit?
But she strictly works on the radio, though. Is my point. And
Possibly,
Max is
but
a
I think she's
video
I think
producer.
she's a therapist. I think that's why she's
But
on
she's-
the actual like daytime talk show.
But as we get to know her, she's getting off on the pain as well. But she does it like in an auditory way. I
Boy,
thought that
does
was
she.
kind of
Oh
interesting.
my god, it was so hot.
Because Max is all about the
Holy
video, man.
fuck.
Max is all about the damn video, bro.
His concept of creating an entire channel based on softcore porn and violence-driven content is not the best business strategy.
It's something about the way James Wood is. I mean, I guess we haven't even said it yet, but James Woods plays Max Friend. But the way he delivers this, it's just like, it's so like gross, but so believable, man.
Oh,
It is believable,
It's
yeah.
He's
crazy
just-
believable.
that snarkiness he's got to him. I'm like, damn, this dude really, he doesn't give a fuck.
Like what?
He's just trying to.
What sort of news
Sex and murder,
coverage
this
do you
is
want
what
to
people
watch?
love.
You want to watch news coverage about a fucking A new,
I don't watch
new
news coverage at all.
daycare that went up, or are you trying to watch like the war in fucking?
I want to be uninformed, Joey. Okay.
Exactly. I really don't want to hear any of it. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, that's
I
the
only
thing.
do it
You're
because
not
I
all
feel like
right.
I
You're
have
not
to.
the target audience then. But like the other 85% of people that want to see this kind of shit,
Yeah, I guess
they
want to
see the violence. They want to see the sex. They want to see the debauchery.
Debauchery.
I don't know. I'm a different cloth. But yeah, James Woods, we talked about him before. Man is known for a little film called Vampires from 1998. See if Joy can remember his name in Vampires.
Oh shit! Hell no, I can't remember.
Jack Crow.
Jack. No, he'd say Crow.
He knew my
Jack
name,
me off,
Father.
Crow.
How did he know my name?
He keeps talking.
Father,
He was trying to
Father,
suck
Padre.
Padre's dick. I remember that.
Padre, we get a fucking little bit of wood.
He's telling him
Padre.
like pull his dick out or something.
He starts talking about that
And
mahogany.
Also, the voice of Hercules, and he was the team doctor in Any Given Sunday. I forgot about that until I started digging around this time around.
Wouldn't he? Was it LT? His character? He was trying to shoot him up with fucking like some like pain narcotics.
Yeah, gotta get him back out there. Get him on the field.
He was also.
And then,
okay,
go ahead. We got some more James Woods sucking off to do.
I got two things here. He was also in Cat's Eye, which I've heard you two talk about a lot.
We didn't even
Drew
talk about that
Barrymore,
last
right?
time, right?
I've never seen it.
I've just seen the poster, I think, 100 times.
Gremlin.
And he was also a voice actor in GTA San Andreas.
You always get those weird ass notes for these actors, and I'm like, he should be one of the main characters. He's James Woods, but it's like, oh, he was drug dealer number 7 in one cutscene. Isn't that weird?
It is, but if you think about doing voice work, you can do it like we're doing it right now, and you just send it into the studio and you're done. Probably take up like 10 minutes.
So. Yeah, maybe. He was just driving through. He's like, I'm get a quick paycheck.
And he was also.
I just ran my car into a damn telephone pole. I need $500.
Hope that guy's okay. He was also an executive producer on an Academy Award-winning film, Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer, I do recall that. Which I think is super weird considering he's, well, I guess not now that I think about it.
You're going to say he's a
He has
drummer,
an unusual political stance. Yeah. He's controversial in the modern times. And Christopher Nolan is not one of those types of guys.
He's produced, I think it was like 5 total films, and it's like weird shit like Cat's Eye and some other shitty movie, and then Oppenheimer.
Yeah, he fucking made his money back on that one. So,
yeah.
$1 billion movie there. I always wondered, like, obviously slam dunks like that, like a Christopher Nolan movie. He's making The Odyssey now. Everyone knows I love Chris Nolan, so I gotta shout him out. It's got like every major actor is in this fucking movie at this point. You know that thing is gonna make so much money. Like, can I become a producer on that movie?
Well, I feel like
can I just throw in like $10K?
I feel like
because I know I'm gonna get back 50. You know,
a movie like that, $10K is not going to get your foot in the door. You
That's
got to
but
come
that's my
in with a
point is-
hard dick. You got to come in full fucking force.
exactly.
Chris.
So, is there like a bidding war to be a producer on one of
It
his
probably
movies?
has something to do with your connections in Hollywood and your agent and stuff like that.
But how much
I
money?
guarantee he probably
you think
has.
people are
he
willing
probably
to give
has
him
a
to make a
personal
movie?
relationship with Christopher Nolan.
Or their agents know each other.
Yeah,
or
there's
something
got to be
possibly.
some sort of like something that ties them together.
Just
Chris
saying,
is
I'm always
gonna
wondered,
say-
like, give me that. I'm gonna give that guy my whole fucking life savings because I know I'm gonna get it back.
Here's $10K. I'll cover catering for the entire film.
For one day, yeah, I'll pay for Matt Damon's hot dog order or whatever.
Matt Damon.
Just to get my name up there, you know. Always wondered how that works. If somebody knows the inner workings of Hollywood like that, let me know. We also talked about Nikki Brand, right?
Oh, we sure did.
She's played by Miss Debbie Harry. We talked about up front, the lead vocalist of the band Blondie, which this is my favorite quote. Once I had love,
And it was a gas. Soon turned
Soon
out to
turned
be.
out, had a heart of glass.
Oh well, it soon turned out to be a pain in the ass.
Such a catchy ass song, man.
Seemed like the real thing, only to find mucho mistrust.
Do-do-do-do.
Love's gone behind.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
I don't know.
we've heard some of her music before. Call Me from Bride of Chucky. You guys remember that?
Call me, darling, anytime.
Yeah.
Call me, darling. Yeah, I know that one.
I get her and Cyndi Lauper mixed up. I don't know why.
Because they're both
It
happens.
happens. There you
Always, Blondie to me is a band. Cyndi Lauper is a solo artist.
go.
in
The
my
thing.
mind. They don't sound alike.
They do. They don't. I will give you that. 100%.
They don't even look alike. What the hell are you talking about, Hood?
I don't
The
know.
names aren't even similar. You know, Will Smith, I tend to mix him up with James Woods sometimes. What the hell? All right. They both got W's in their name.
I actually have a lot of notes for Debbie Harry. I don't know why. I went deep.
Tell me about Debbie, man.
She was in Copland, Sylvester Stallone classic, John Carpenter's Body
Yes.
Bags, and a movie I'm sure Joey's seen 1,000 times. Little film called The Fluffer.
Oh, baby. That was one of my favorites. She was the fluffer. Leading role.
I had
Also-
an idea for a movie when I was a teenager called Fluffers.
Already done.
Yeah,
I didn't know about
I didn't know the title I was taking. Sorry.
She also did voice work on GTA Vice City.
Damn. Rockstar keeping this whole cast going.
And my final note, she was in a Ramones music video for a song we've already covered.
Oh, God. Don't tell me it's that Pet Cemetery garbage.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to be buried in a pet
I don't
cemetery.
wanna be buried in the pet cemetery.
Doo-doo, bro. You know, I read that book after we watched the movie, and the book was great. And he's got Ramones quotes or Ramones lyrics like throughout the book. And the whole time I'm like, God damn it. He didn't even know what he was creating by writing this book.
I
You're
don't
going to
wanna
make this
have-
band produce their worst fucking song ever.
I don't have to live my life again, okay?
Horrible, dude. Fucking terrible.
Couple more things to add about Debbie Harry besides the fact that she is smoking hot in this movie. She was
Yeah, she is.
she was in John Waters' Hairspray, which I only know about because of my mom. But she was also
yeah.
the original choice to play Priest in Blade Runner before Daryl Hannah was cast.
Damn, that's a big one.
It's pretty cool.
That's a pivotal one. That'd be 1983 as well, I believe. So
One of Harrison
She would have quite
Ford's
the year.
greatest films.
My guy's in
one
that.
of the greatest.
How about with the
period.
shotgun guy? I always forget his name, but
Rucker Hauer.
Rucker Howard, yes. Love that dude.
Yes. And we talked about Dr. Brian Oblivion. That's Jack
Oh
Creeley.
God,
who was
the
in
only
Dr.
reason you bring it
Strangelove.
up is so you can talk about Dr. fucking Strangelove.
1964.
The
Shout out
only
Stanley
reason you bring it
Kubrick. Someone here has to have at least some sense of film history.
Never seen it.
There you go.
It's so pretentiously titled.
It's fucking
Dr.
hilarious.
Strangelove,
You
or-
don't
or-
even
or
know,
How I
you
Learned to Love the
stupid Son
Bomb.
of a bitch. How I Learned to Stop Wittering and Love the Bomb, and it's based on a book. You fucking moron.
Jesus. Just call it Dr. Strangelove, you pretentious asshole.
Watch the fucking movie. It's funny. It's great. It's black and white. It's awesome.
It's black and white.
I'd rather
Joey,
watch
it
fucking
matter.
Eraserhead.
Eraserhead, David Lynch's first film. We're going to talk about that. Maybe
Here we
take you
go.
through all
Here
this
we
fucking
go with this
shit, boy.
bullshit.
I could talk about this all day.
Why they call him Eraserhead?
But,
his
also-
head looks like a fucking eraser.
He works at a pencil factory, you fucking moron.
God almighty.
But Harland, that was the dude, Harlan, his like production assistant at the TV stations, played by a guy named Peter Dvorsky, who has been in pretty much absolutely nothing else. And I thought he was great in this
I thought
movie,
it was
dude.
wonderful. Like a lot of these
He was
actors,
I was
a lot of
convinced.
these actors are just like Canadian-based actors.
I was convinced he was somebody famous, but no.
Let's not gloss over the fact that he was in a Schwarzenegger classic.
Oh my God, Hoodie, don't hit me with some dumb shit.
Twins.
Twins? Who was he in Twins?
He was the
Twins
he
is
was
cool.
the umbilical cord.
There you
Wait, what's the one where they're pregnant?
That's not twins. That's
Junior?
Junior. Yep.
Is it where Arnold Schwarzenegger is pregnant, right?
Yes.
Okay,
And then,
Yes.
and then the videos also.
I just remember the poster. I never saw it.
that's what I'm thinking. Sorry.
Kindergarten Cop. That's my shit right there.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
Who's your daddy? But yeah, I thought Harlan was actually like really, really solid in this movie.
You know who he looks like? He puts me in mind of Egon from Ghostbusters.
Yeah, maybe that's it. He definitely has a familiarity about
Yeah, I
him.
think-
Kind of reminded me of Whitehurst from Child's
I
Play.
think you saw
3
his
as
face
well.
and you thought of Harold Ramis. Is that it?
He does got some Harold Ramis to him. Yeah.
he lacks the empathy that Harold Ramis was able to portray.
Oh yeah. He's not nearly as sweet. He's got that asshole edge to him.
He's really good
Yeah, I did
as like
this-
a
like this guy.
nerdy tech type. You know.
We're
Sweaty.
gonna talk about the sex scene before we get any further into
Oh boy. Here we go.
into the
Here's
story,
the
right?
thing. Hootie's not going to
Jesus
see. He didn't
Christ,
see
dude.
much of that sex scene. He kind of faded
I
to
saw
Wait a
enough
second.
We
blood
was-
sucking
Dude, it
for
went
me to
on
be-
for a
We
while.
was
fucking
watching
grossed
some
out.
thrusting, boy.
It went on for like 5 minutes, bro.
God.
That was some
all
weird,
right, all right, you motherfuckers. You're sitting
Unusual
here and you're
angles.
painting this.
Unusual angles. Here we go.
You're painting this S&M shit like it's so fucking weird. Yeah, how do y'all?
It is
How
weird.
do y'all fuck?
Pain
Y'all
and
just-
sex, man. Pain
do you
and
fucking-
sex. Question
Do
mark.
you just do it like up and down, and that's it, or do you like mix it
This is
up,
one of
make
my
it a little
questions.
bit spicy?
Joe, I
told
do
you,
Mitch
my
Schmidt
notes
like
are
a
always
good, like a good
questions.
Christian boy.
Jesus
okay?
Christ! I bet you got your hands
I
to
put
the
the Bible
side like
down.
you a fucking dolphin out of water, and you just
Of
fucking
course.
buck a few times. It's Jesus.
Now we open the Bible on her stomach. I carefully approach so I can read scripture as I'm making love.
And you bet you just
Make
fucking
sure I'm
stick the
doing it
head
right.
in and that's it. Don't even move. Just fucking stick the head in and just sit there. It'll happen
Take
soon.
me, Lord. Yeah, that was one of my questions here on my notes. It says, "What's with all the pain and the sex in this movie?" Dude?
Come on, man.
Like making each other bleed, stabbing each other with needles
All right,
and stuff. I
that's
just,
excessive.
I don't have that much stamina,
That's
bro.
excessive.
Give me 5 minutes, I'm done.
That's excessive. But the stimulation of like,
I don't need
like
this to go on for an hour.
pulling on
you
a
know?
nipple or like pulling hair or like choking, that doesn't appeal to either one of you guys.
No.
That's crazy. That's
No.
That's just way it's extraneous, man.
no.
Like I gotta,
It's like such a different.
I got other shit I gotta
it's like
do,
such
man.
a different sensation.
I gotta get back to reading my books. I got things I gotta do.
I
gotta
gotta
watch
play
David
Deep
Lynch's
Rock.
filmography.
I gotta play Deep Rock Galactic.
Joy's saying, Joy's got a 3-course meal over here. Me and Hildy just get fast food. Like, all right, I'll get the double cheeseburgers. I can be home in 10 minutes.
I love fast food. Give me Zaxby's all day.
I do food. I do too.
yeah.
But then when it comes to
Chick-fil-A.
that, I'm trying to like wine and dine in '69. I'm not trying to wham bam. Thank you, ma'am.
When
Are you guys caught up on Righteous Gemstones?
No,
Speaking of
I'm
69?
so fucking far
Oh
behind.
yeah, that was that was
That was
unexpected.
great.
when he pierces her ear and then like starts sucking the blood. I was like, all right, that's
It looked real too, man. I was
I don't
gonna
do
ask
blood.
if that looked like somebody really popping somebody's ear open.
ugh.
That just goes to show how good the special effects makeup is.
All right, Joy.
Yeah.
Okay. I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
You
we
just
gotta
met
follow
this.
up.
You just met this lady at some talk show, and you go back to her place, and y'all are doing your weird. SM
So here's
shit.
the thing: they hadn't just met; they know each other. They have
Okay,
an
they know
established
each other.
relationship.
Cool.
They haven't had sex before at this
They've
point.
had
though.
sex, but
Have they?
he doesn't know how masochistic and fucked up she is.
My question is that you would stab your partner in the ear or fucking arm or wherever you're stabbing her, and then suck the blood out of her body.
I don't know if I would suck the blood. However,
Well, we're
Okay,
putting this on
all right.
tape. We're
The
putting
man
this
has
on tape.
limits.
in the moment, you might imbibe in the heat of the moment. Like you might, put all
Never had heat that hot.
inhibition to the side, and
I want to suck your blood.
if you do that to somebody and you hear how much they're enjoying it, I mean, I feel like it turns a switch in your brain, or like your blood starts to fucking boil, and you'll do things that you wouldn't normally think you'd be capable of doing.
Like I said, it's a threshold.
Sexuality
you have to
is
cross. I
it's
just
a
never have.
spectrum, you know.
Oh yeah.
I'm learning how
But the whole
broad it is.
But my thing with what he's got going on here is his entryway is this torture porn. I can't even get to that point, you know. Like he's watching torture porn with her to get to this state of mind. It's just different.
That's one way to put it. It's different.
I'm just not worried
Well,
like
I feel
that.
like he also he likes watching it, but he's also influenced by her because she talks about how much it turns her on watching it.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, I
And
don't like-
that,
I don't know
that
what that is in the
combination of
brain,
like
man.
sexuality with violence, like one stimulating the other. That's one of the key messages of the movie, is like how a lot of people, they associate those two things with each other.
the camera angle that was perfectly shot of them both being naked, both being like hugging each other and showing nothing, was actually kind of impressive.
Yeah, camera work
It was
is pretty
beautifully
dope.
shot. Like,
They're getting bathed in the light from the TV too. I thought that was pretty cool.
What'd y'all think about how when the camera started pulling out and the room started being lit, they were in the Videodrome room? Like
Yeah.
that was pretty slick,
Like
right?
they were,
Like that
Yeah, like
transition.
Bill-
I thought it was great.
they woke up on the floor pretty much there. Definitely some creepy, surrealistic stuff going on here. And Pittsburgh. Why the fuck Pittsburgh? He's like, oh, he thought it was coming from Malaysia, like this weird, creepy Asian torture porn signal. And then he finds out, actually, he's in Pittsburgh.
Is that a
She's
is
like,
that a
Pittsburgh,
like
you say?
an homage to Romero?
That's what I was wondering. I was like, it seemed highly specific.
I think
Pittsburgh,
more than
Pennsylvania.
anything, it gives the audience a sense of familiarity. Like, all right, you think about some crazy snuff film taking place in Malaysia, you can kind of distance yourself from it and see
It's
it through a
xenophobia
TV. Yeah,
at
you
that
see it through a
point.
TV screen. You're like, oh, this isn't really happening. But then you just hear, oh, this is
It's like
happening in
watching
fucking
the
Pittsburgh.
Iraqi war crimes type stuff.
Or
Yeah.
maybe
No, it's not here.
Cronenberg was like, when I think weird sex, I think Pittsburgh.
Well, I think of America, you know. 'Cause this takes place in Toronto,
America.
you know?
America's a big ass place,
The
man.
United States of sex and violence.
I think James Woods might also be from Pittsburgh.
I thought he was Canadian.
James Woods?
No, never mind. No, he's definitely not.
You thinking of Michael J.
I'm
Fox?
getting lost in all this Canadian shit here. So this puts Max on the trail of finding the source of
Yeah,
Videodrome.
he just found
right?
out that Brian O'Blivion has something to do with this Videodrome.
We're about to hear the term Videodrome about 5,000 times.
Yeah, I actually capitalized how
Videodrome.
many times I said Videodrome in the review, and I had to go back and just like knock out fucking 7 or 8 of them, and it's still like, I don't know, I'm looking at like 15 different times. Be prepared to hear this a lot. Later on, at Cathode Ray Mission, Ren attempts to set up a meeting with the professor, but is stonewalled by his daughter Bianca. But not before he mentions Videodrome. That evening, after a home visit from his assistant Bridie, she informs her boss of a delivery from Brian O'Blivion's office, a tape. And on that tape, the professor educates Max on what Videodrome does to the human mind. The video hallucinations it causes, the brain tumor it creates, and how Brian was its first victim. Back at the mission, Bianca imparts even more wisdom on her father's demise and Videodrome itself, along with supplying him with several tapes from the thousands her father created before his death almost a year ago.
So when the assistant lady comes to James Woods' place, he's starting to lose his shit at this point. Did you think he really slapped a bitch right there for a minute?
Oh, it was very well portrayed, yes. It was jarring when it was just found out that it didn't happen.
Yeah, I said, damn, he really slapped that lady. Shit.
This is our first example of like hallucination, right?
Yeah, this is the, I guess the signal, the video waves actually doing their thing on his brain, turning him into like a violent sex porn addict. Which, I mean, obviously this movie is about media consumption and all the shit that it does to our brains. So a very, very much a fortune-telling type of movie, I think. Very predictive.
What'd you guys think about the
And did he
cathode ray mission? Well, no, you going to talk more about what you just talked about?
Yeah, I was going to ask around that time, what the hell was with the pistol that he had? It was like wrapped in a paper towel earlier in the movie. You notice that?
Yeah, I
I
don't
was
know
like, who the
why
fuck stores a
I don't
pistol
know
that
why
way?
he had it stored that way. Maybe it's like one of those things of it could have been like his father's or something that he had a troubled past with, but it's still his dad's. So I don't know why I'm building this fucking backstory. But it's still his dad's.
I was gonna
So
say,
he
the hell?
can't
This
get
is
rid
like
of
a
it.
extended
He can't get
sequence?
rid of it, but he still wants to, he still wants to hide it from sight.
Oh, he had it somewhere, all right.
I didn't know if it was like a Canadian, like I don't know Canadian gun laws, if it's like taboo there, outlawed altogether. Because he packs it up as he's heading to Pittsburgh, right? The traveling back and forth is confusing in this movie because it never really shows him going to and from. It's like he's in Pittsburgh, he's in Toronto. He's back at Pittsburgh.
Well, I
in
think he's
Toronto.
only in Pittsburgh for like one sequence later on in the movie. Like I think he's in Toronto the whole time.
And I think if you're confused, I think that's what Cronenberg wants you to be.
Yeah, the whole movie is kind of, the plot wise is, I mean, I get the message. I guess it's all that really matters, but a lot of the plot stuff is a little bit of a head scratcher
Yeah,
for me.
I feel like the only time he's out of Toronto is like for the convention, and like that's it.
So the church is, or all the Oblivion stuff is in Toronto as
Yeah.
well.
What did you
Gotcha.
guys think of Bianca Oblivion?
Ugh.
Bianca.
I mean, she was alright, but I don't really like her as an actress. Didn't really stand out too much for me.
I thought she was pretty cute. Sonia Smits could not
Here's the
find
thing. Yeah,
anything
she was
else
cute,
about
but
her.
Nikki was fucking hot.
I found nothing. either
Nikki's my
except for
type
the
of
fact-
girl. All right, like her mannerisms. That's right up
speaking
She
my
had
of
that
alley.
heart
type
of glass.
Speaking of type of girls, Sonja Smits is a 6'1" Canadian.
That's a huge bitch.
Oh, nice. That's
Very
a
nice.
big girl. Is she taller than James Woods? He tall guy?
I would think she is, yes. I'm thinking James was 6 foot.
I guarantee you, James Woods is 6 foot. You know that man swinging a hammer.
I don't know.
He looked this shit up.
You mean it's some mahogany? Some wood?
5'11". Damn it.
Ah,
Damn. Couldn't even round it
Went
up.
from a ball peen hammer to like a fucking, like one of them smaller hammers.
So I'm just looking down on his ass.
A cobalt. Nice little cobalt hammer. Solid.
So what did you guys think about the cathode ray mission? Like, I thought it was very, very clever how it was implemented, because it kind of comes off like, okay, this is like a mission that takes care of homeless, when in fact it gives you like some insight into the alternate reality of this movie, because instead of this being a mission for homeless people and making sure they're fed and taken care of, it's actually tasked with reintegrating derelicts, people without like televisions, back into everyday life, like a place where they can get their TV fix.
Yeah, as he's going in there, I'm super confused about what the hell's going on. And then they're explaining like, oh, this is what's better for people that have been on the dregs of society than to be reintroduced to society by watching television. It's like a super, yeah, like I said, a clever, very meta way to think about diagnosing whatever makes these people outcasts.
Like it's that
Super
that
Canadian
important
too,
in
man.
this timeline.
TV. So is we believed to be like in a fantasy world at this point in your mind?
Well, I think we're believed to be in a reality similar to ours, but one in which TV and technology has taken hold a lot. The way it works out in this movie, it very much reflects how things are nowadays.
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi bend to the 80s.
Yeah, it's almost like you're...
That kind of puts it in 2025.
It's like you're in the 2020s back in the 1980s. So.
Yeah, with the 80s sheen over top of it. It's kind of disturbing.
I'm going to save it for the end of the film, but Cronenberg has publicly said where reality is turned in this movie.
Oh, there's an actual, like, a timestamp?
It has not occurred yet, so.
Okay. So we started the hallucinations bit. Have we got to the TV yet?
I think we... Yeah, I think the TV scene has happened. Like, it's hard to talk about every single thing in a synopsis.
Yeah,
So
especially
we can definitely dive
the way the
into
plot
it.
of this
Yeah.
movie works. Like, in my mind, like, obviously I watched the movie, I wrote down notes, but my recollection of the sequence of what happened is all over the place, because this movie's
Before we talk
bananas.
about the TV,
But
let's
how-
talk about the tape. Like, when he goes to like open the tape and look at the tape's actually like breathing in his hand.
Oh, yeah. That's some cool
How
looking
fucking
shit, man.
cool of an effect was that? That was awesome.
Pretty badass. The tapes that breathe, there's more than one, are some of the best stuff in the film.
Have y'all like ever
Yeah,
wanted to like
it's-
bang a tape so bad?
That tape looked like it could do
Because it
some
was
work.
moaning. It wasn't just breathing. The tape was like moaning when he picked it up.
It was
It
beckoning.
was hot.
But that's what I was kind of saying, like thinking about the iconography of horror movies and like these classic images. You've never seen The Godfather, you know, but you've seen, 10 different frames from The Godfather. Like, I feel like something like this tape I should have encountered just being on the internet and looking up horror shit for the last however many years, but never seen that image before. So it was really fucking cool to see it.
It's a good point. I hadn't either.
Same thing with the stomach wounds and stuff too that we'll get to. Like, how is that not like
Like an
all over
iconic,
Reddit
like
all
an
the time?
iconic
People
image.
posting shit. Yeah, exactly. Like I was
aren't
saying,
you-
if you haven't seen Jaws, but you've seen Brody chumming the waters,
Why aren't you sending that gift to your work buddy during the day?
Exactly. Where are the fucking memes from Videodrome? It's like, I don't know. Send you a little torture porn. Good morning. Got any coffee yet? This is the fucking stomach with teeth and the vagina stomach. Put a little coffee pot in there. But yeah, like we were saying, that TV, man, was so fucking cool. We were talking about the breathing tape, and then the TV kind of just takes that shit to the next level, dude.
I really like the effect of the screen.
Yeah, the whole like dental dam on the screen, putting his head into it. But to create that breathing effect of the television that Max interacts with, they had to use an air compressor with valves they hooked to a piano keyboard. So there's some pianist off frame just going, doo, doo. John Carpenter's playing the TV over here. How fucking awesome is that, man? And this is a year before Nightmare on Elm Street. I feel like some of these effects were very, very reminiscent of what Wes Craven did in that movie for me.
Yes.
Think about him coming through the wall and stuff. We kind of get that with the TV here.
So you guys didn't get a little bit turned on when the TV was like
God Almighty, we're still doing this.
moaning and
Joey was hard for 90 minutes.
undulating, and she was like there, and he had the whip, and she was like getting into it and shit.
He was beating the TV, wasn't he?
Yeah, but it like on the
don't
screen,
you whip me
it
no
was
fucking
Damn,
time.
this shit got weird. Yeah, that shit got weird, didn't it?
Why was he whipping?
You
It
could
was
see,
cool.
you could see because it was all one continuous shot, and you could see he was hesitant.
'Cause she
he
wanted
was
the
hesitant
hootie.
at first, but then when he realized she was getting into it, he got in touch with his like darker, more like caveman side, and started really.
What do they say?
into it.
When you're a star, they want it, Hootie. When you're a star, they want it.
But then the poor woman turned into Masha. He's whipping Masha.
Yeah, the old lady. Ah, damn it, that's right. I appreciate all the imagery here, but Turned On was no, it just never got to that point for me. And have we got to the gun storage yet?
No, not quite yet. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, we haven't gotten there yet. Be in the next part. Back home, Ren combs over the tapes while the hallucinations continue, interrupted only by a phone call. Outside, a car waits for Max to take him to one of Oblivion's former partners, Barry Convex. At the meet, Convex convinces his new friend to try a Videodrome device prototype in an effort to analyze his condition and possibly help him return to a state of normalcy. Some S&M deviancy and hallucinations later, Max finds himself waking at home to a surprise. Masha's dead body, bound, gagged, and whipped beside him in his bed. Unsure if it's another delusion or not, Harlan comes over and confirms that it's indeed another illusion. An hour later, the two convene at the satellite station where they first intercepted the Videodrome broadcast.
A lot to unpack.
I feel like I feel like it's a lot to unpack every time just because there's so many small things that happen that have such a large impact on the overall perception of the movie, of how it plays out. Like here, I didn't even talk about it. There's a fucking breathing stomach wound that he has while he's like combing over the videos. Like he's scratching at his stomach. And the camera keeps panning out, and eventually it goes from being nothing there to a like, I don't know, a 12-inch serration like straight down his midsection.
Yeah.
That's breathing.
So it starts out
it's
like a scar,
breathing,
and then it's like
alive.
a maw. It's crazy, dude.
This
It
was the
looked great,
most
too.
exhausting hour and 28 movie I have ever seen in my life.
There's so much shit going on in here, man. Every scene is like 10 different what the F moments. And the mouth of his stomach was the cherry on top of it, dude.
I didn't understand why he put his gun in there.
Again, this is more of like so much shit happening. I have no idea why. It just comes back around. I don't really know why anything is happening. But yeah, him sitting around taxi driver style with like definitely had like Robert De Niro vibes going on for me there. I was expecting him to shoot the TV at some point. But then he sticks the damn gun into the stomach. And the shit looked great, man. I couldn't see the seams on it, honestly.
Did you guys see how turned on he got when he stuck it in there?
God.
Like,
He seemed like he was in pain.
no,
man.
it seemed like he was enjoying. It was like one of those things. Okay, yeah, that might be a little bit plain, but there's also some pleasure involved there too. So literally, this is like a damn mangina on his stomach.
Are you thinking of Clive Barker now that we're going through this? You talking about horror directors?
Some Hellraiser going on here. Obscure horror directors that you never follow up on. But yeah, the whole stomach wound shit it looked fantastic.
Do you guys have any notes for the man who plays Barry Convex?
I did have him written down. He was Leslie Carlson. Is that correct?
That is correct.
What do you got about Leslie?
He was in The Fly, off the top. He was also in a Randy Quaid TV movie titled Moonshine Highway.
Damn, it sounds like a banger.
And he was
Get
also
that in
in
4K.
He was, oh God, I hope it's in 4K. Just, along with Deep Blue Sea. He was also in my favorite Christmas story, Christmas movie of all time, A Christmas Story, where he played the infamous Christmas Tree Man. You know.
It's actually for the same year, I didn't realize this, as Videodrome.
He had a hell of
So it went from
A3.
one set to the other. He was also in Black Christmas from 1974.
Yeah, it's isn't that considered one of the first like slashers?
Yeah, it's considered pretty much the beginning of the slasher genre, depending on how you credit Psycho. But yeah, that was a cool ass helmet he put on that dude's head. Again, more like 10 different crazy ass things happening.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? It kind of
that
reminds me of
helmet
those
looked dope
fucking
as
Apple
fuck.
goggles.
Oh yeah, I don't know what they even call them. Apple Vision.
Oh,
Apple
yeah.
Vision
Yes.
Pro. It reminded me of the little robot fucker from Power Rangers. Remember him? He was like Zordon's assistant or some shit.
Oh, with little lights going around his eyes.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
You remember him? That kind of reminded me of that.
He was so nice.
That was a cool ass looking helmet though, bro.
I love the functions it served.
So
Oh yeah,
you talked
keeps
about
you hard.
being able to see a massively weird shaped penis in the softcore porn.
Oh yeah.
And I picked up on the fact that when Barry Convicts and Max talk for that long shot of this random room, there is a water heater in the middle of the frame for like, I don't know, 5-6 minutes. And it's just like a
In between
well-plumbed, it's just a well-plumbed water heater that's just dead frame.
It's the center of the frame.
Somebody's
Sit in
very,
the frame. You get back and look at
very
it.
proud of their work.
I was just like, why is it so much emphasis on this water heater? It never came back
Maybe one
around.
of the producer was a plumber. He's like, you got to get my infamous automatic water heater back up in this biatch. I also thought this was pretty cool. Cronenberg doubled for Woods in the scene when Max puts on the helmet because the actor was afraid of getting electrocuted. So there you go, Mr. Cronenberg on camera in Videodrome.
He wouldn't.
Looking out for James.
At that point, I'm casting a damn extra to do this shit. I don't know.
So he's the one with the hard penis there, Joy, that you were staring
Oh,
at.
baby. That's what I'm talking about.
But yeah, so Max is hiding the gun for later, as we'll come to see. But like Hootie said, what the hell makes him just want to cram it into his stomach? I don't know, his mental state. So have we crossed the barrier of the fanatical at this point, Hootie? Have to have, right?
According to Cronenberg, yes. There's a specific spot.
Once we see that stomach,
There's no, it's not that. But yeah, you are in Videodrome at this point.
oh, we got the helmet on, then we're there.
Yes.
Oh boy,
I'll just go ahead and say it.
now we're inside.
As soon as you meet Barry, according to Cronenberg, that's when you're no longer in reality.
So the movie's over. We're just watching Max's movie at this point.
Or what did he say? Hold on. I'll give you the direct.
Max's hallucination becomes a video, right? That's the whole point.
Cronenberg has said that everything that happens in the film is really taking place until Max meets Barry Convicts at the spectacular optical front. After that, the director stated that things become more complicated, but he won't specify as to how.
Gotcha.
So it's
So he really has a gun in his stomach vagina.
supposedly
That's real. Shit got weird after that.
after that.
We've all been home alone on Tuesday night watching a ball game, scratching your belly button.
Holster our guns
And
inside our
this
body.
gaping maw just fucking opens up for you.
It's here in the control room that Max learns of Harlan's deception, that he is yet another partner involved in the Videodrome project, a plant made by Convex over 2 years ago to expose Max to the program in an attempt to use Civic TV as the first broadcast of Videodrome to the public. Now under hallucinogenic control, Wren obeys the orders of Barry as he implores him to murder his two partners and give control of Channel 83 to the Videodrome program. With the station in a full panic and his colleague shot dead, Max feigns his own injuries and escapes. Bianca Oblivion, next on his hit list. So we're going back to sticking
like,
even more stuff into Max's stomach.
Oh no, dude. It's like, you know, those little coin purses that were the shit back in the 90s everybody had.
Oh, yes, those are
You
cool.
You pinch them and they open up. Like, let me put my handgun in there. A handgun, you know.
Not only the fact that you carried around change, but you carried around a contraption to hold your change.
You paid money for the contraption to hold the change that you were going to give to actually pay for goods and services at some
See, y'all
point.
know that thing was actually a pocket pussy, right?
Obviously. I've seen one now.
If y'all was putting change in there, I don't know what y'all was doing.
That things are tiny, bro.
It
Just
gets the
pinch the head of
get
your
the head
Peter
in
in there.
And not
just as the good Lord intended.
Not only was a tape shoved into his stomach, but it was a Betamax.
The Betamax.
Beta. And it was breathing just like
'Cause
the
his
other
belly
one. It
wasn't
was
big
fucking
enough.
cool.
We should redo this movie where we stick like a whole like vinyl record in somebody and just
Well, of course,
That's such a
that's
cool
normal.
effect, man.
Just gonna Keep that in
It's
there.
such a cool
Have a
effect.
big old laser disc. Just slide it in there.
I ain't never seen no shit like this, man. That's what I liked about this movie. All the shit I've seen, all the stuff we've covered. I ain't never seen no shit quite like that. Just walk up to a man and stick a movie in his stomach.
Oh,
Like this.
He's fucking sitting there.
This
He
happens
fucking-
like 4 times.
I got something for you. Here you go.
This
Ah.
happens like 4 times in this movie.
He keeps,
dude.
he
It's
keeps
just
letting it
so-
fucking happen.
It just becomes so commonplace. It's bizarre.
Y'all get
Love it.
when y'all
Love it.
watching
Bizarre.
this, like you get this like sick feeling in your gut, right? Like this, like you're being violated, right?
yeah,
Yeah, that's the whole movie is like
You
nauseating.
think
yeah.
women who watch this movie feel the same way?
that's a good
Oh, you're
point.
saying this is like symbolism for being penetrated
Oh, this is
by a
definitely
man.
like this actually has sexual undertone.
And here's where we stop the show, boys. HorribleFilmSchool@gmail.com. Let us know.
How did you
How did you
feel
feel about
Woman,
James Woods
watching-
getting fucked?
watching
getting
a man
finger
cram
blasted
himself into
with a
his
fucking-
to his belly cooch? Yeah, I like how Max turning assassin here. He goes like John Wick.
Dude, he's like the fucking Terminator.
I know, dude. It's weird because the violence, once he gets like the real world violence he's committing is like almost more grotesque than the weird grotesque shit we're seeing done. Like the way he shoots those dudes down, his co-workers or whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's the thing is, like throughout the entire movie, they're seeing Videodrome through a screen. You know, like everybody
Yeah.
has that ability to, like you see something happening on TV, or you can kind of convince yourself that it's not real, even if it is real. Like you're able to like
Max
take a
certainly
step back,
can, yeah.
and you know you're desensitized by all of it. But we're actually seeing him perform these acts. We're seeing him perform the acts through a screen as well, but it's not like he's doing it through a screen. Like it has
Right.
some.
It's like real
yeah, it
world.
has-
This is what it looks like when you shoot someone in the
yeah,
head. Type
the violence.
Stuff.
The violence has now become real. The violence has now become.
Yeah, the
his
realism
life.
is cranked up.
He has become Videodrome.
You gotta say it right, man.
He is an agent of chaos.
Videodrome.
So I did like the idea that that they throw out there that they essentially going to use Videodrome for like the good of mankind to kill people like Joey who were into like sex and violence. Like that's the whole
Literally
purpose.
is going to give anybody that takes pleasure in any sort of
Oh,
deviancy.
you like this shit?
Give them a brain tumor so they'll fucking die.
It makes me think about when we were kids and they told us like if we jerked off too much we would go blind and stuff like that. It's just like if you don't watch
That's why.
it,
That's
then
why
it's
I'm the
not
only
gonna
one of
happen
us
to
3
you.
wearing glasses.
If you don't watch it,
Lower
it's
context.
not gonna happen to you. Hootie can't see shit. He's been
See,
facing
that's the
the,
thing.
the back
You
of
live
his,
in
the back
you
of
live
his
in
computer this whole
you
time.
live in shame. I actually own up to my deviancy.
Shame. Yeah, I go to the eye doctor
Hootie
once
pulls
a
out
year
like
and be
the-
like, "Hey, doc, I'm sorry." It happened again.
It's getting worse.
I wear my glasses like a fucking scarlet letter.
He just hands him like a little daredevil walking stick. Son, just go ahead and start practicing. Since you can't stop.
What y'all think about the twist here of Harlan being a like a double agent, or not a double agent, but like a plant?
Oh, that was great, man. It's really, the actor just really sold every bit of screen time that he had.
We're supposed to believe this dude has worked here for 2 years, developed a fantastic relationship with Max, only to fuck him over.
Exactly, man. I appreciate the dedication.
That's the thing. Videodrome is bigger than his relationship with Max. It's more
He's
important.
doing the God's work, man. He's getting rid of vile, disgusting people.
Well,
He's cleansing North America. I liked how it specifically was like the Americas. We have to cleanse the Americas.
everywhere else is fine.
Yeah, like everyone else is getting hard, or we're just getting soft and fat and lazy and creepy. So
Canada,
gotta
fine.
cleanse Americas. Canada's all right. Some dirty Americans.
They acting
in
like
Pittsburgh,
motherfuckers
though.
in Russia and China ain't jacking off to some weird shit.
No.
I think he was just like, oh, America's high on the hog. These men need calluses on their hands, and not just from beating off, from like actually living their lives instead of just sitting in front of their TV all day.
Splinter from like chopping wood instead of like masturbating with a wooden dildo.
Yeah, like in other countries where you actually assault your women with your hands instead of watching someone else do it on TV. Those kind of men. Real men's.
Breaking into the recently closed cathode ray mission, Max ambushes Bianca, stalking her throughout the rehabilitation center. During the chase, he uncovers the death of his lover Nikki at the hands of Videodrome, her image stolen to manipulate him. While distracted, Bianca is able to remove the tape and break the temporary mind control possessing her pursuer, and program a command of her own. Death to Videodrome. Long live the new flesh. That is such a fucking cool line.
That is like the tagline of the movie, but my question that I wrote down was, what does this even really mean? It's never really like given any kind of, what the hell is she even talking about? Death to the new flesh?
She also knew
death,
exactly
death to
what to do.
Videodrome, long live the new flesh.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
But I don't fucking know, it just sounds cool.
I know, right? It just sounds really fucking cool.
Long live the flesh.
I thought he was going to assault her ass once he caught her. Because they staged this like he's fucking Michael Myers with his little hand.
Oh, he was going to. We haven't talked about, did we even talk about how the gun like melted into his hand at this point? Like in his hallucination, the gun or his hand grew these long metallic sort of like piercing tentacles, and
I would say like Terminator.
His gun is now literally a part of his flesh.
A handgun.
A handgun, exactly.
Hey, the new flesh.
But yeah, he's stalking her with his handgun. He finally gets to the point where he can use it on her, but she's able to distract him with this image of Nikki being taking part in the Videodrome program and being killed, and then being used against him. And then she removes the tape. Like, the movie is really good about not telling you when something's a hallucination and when it's not.
Yeah, there's no like obvious Hollywood movie cues that we all got used to of, oh, this is obviously a dream sequence, or this is the transition to the past. Like they filter it or differently, anything like that. It's just like this thing happened, immediately cut to something else happening at the same time or immediately after without really any explanation of what am I really supposed to take out of this. Very cerebral. Like earlier in the movie when he assaulted his assistant, and he's like, I'm sorry I hit you. And she immediately says, you didn't hit me. We just literally saw it like 2 seconds before. It's a jarring ass movie.
With his new mission set in motion, Max tracks down Harlan and disposes of him before setting his sights on Barry Convex, whom he executes at a convention center during a presentation. Only one life remains to be taken as the assassin stows away in a decommissioned boat in the Toronto harbor. Within, Videodrome connects one final time with its agent, and hoping for ascension to the next phase of his existence, Max kills the old flesh to give birth to the new, and takes his own life. So ends 1983's Videodrome.
Bah, bah, bah.
I just hear the fucking sound effect for like Price is Right when somebody loses. Oh shit.
Okay, how much did you guys love when Harlan tries to shove a Betamax into his stomach and his whole damn arm comes off?
When he's unaware of Max's condition
bizarre,
and being
dude.
broken, open up to me. I got something I want to play for you. Literally cuts.
Clamps down on that thing,
He
man.
fucking tightens that like that movie Teeth. He clamps down.
yeah.
He clamps down with his stomach pussy and chops the guy's hand off. But instead of just like only chopping his hand off, replaces his hand with a fucking grenade with a damn potato masher.
It's like a handgun grenade.
Yeah, and blows his ass to smithereens.
See, I didn't put together it was a grenade till the shit
that was
blew
a
up.
fucking
So him
grenade.
exploding, him exploding took me way the fuck off guard. I was like, damn, he mutilated the fuck out of his hand. Boom.
See you in
shit.
Pittsburgh. And as soon as he says that shit, he fucking blows up.
Yeah,
I actually
shit's wild,
have
dude.
a question mark, and then Harlan blows up. Question mark. Okay, yeah. I didn't see the
Yeah,
grenade.
I didn't realize it was
Oh,
a grenade
it
until
was a
I started
grenade.
doing
Yeah.
research.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, a hand grenade, because it's a handgun. It's all hand shit.
Yeah, that was awesome. Fucking loved it.
Literal.
Yeah, he clamps down on that thing. Like, you know, when you're on the toilet in like a public place and somebody else needs to use it, and you got to just clamp down on that thing to get it over with. He gets the man gets, this man walks up to this other man, gets a wrist deep inside of him, and he looks at him and just goes, "Ugh." He just bites that thing off.
This is all normal Videodrome stuff.
Prairie dog and that shit. That shit was wild, dude. Again, these are all like 30-second scenes that would be like the centerpiece of any other movie, you know.
It literally
Crazy
piles
shit,
on
crazy
one after
shit.
the other. Then Convex's body like decaying and mutating like right before our eyes.
Like turning into cancer. I guess it was supposed to be turning into like pussy cancerous tumors
I
or
get
something.
it. Like that might be what it's trying to like signify, but they hadn't watched Videodrome. He nor Harlan had been exposed to it. Why would they actively expose themselves to Videodrome? Like, I don't understand.
Again,
I don't understand why his body started to mutate.
Are we in Max's Videodrome hallucination, though?
You think that's what it is? And it didn't actually happen.
I think we are, because Max has now killed his two best friends. He has killed Harlan and he has killed Barry. And there ain't one police officer anywhere.
Yeah. He's not very good at like running.
Bullshit.
Like the way
This
he
guy is
escapes.
great at escaping.
No. This is very conveniently like how he gets away. Like when he's in the building where he just shot two people and he pretends to be hurt and no one thinks to even stop his ass.
You don't think that makes him a great escape artist? He's
Yeah,
able to
they would say
feign.
get
He's
on the
able to
ground
feign that
immediately.
he's hurt. There wouldn't be cops there immediately. Like, there's not gonna be cops in the building of a fucking TV station.
It's about the people that come barging into the room. I'm like, what the hell did they think happened? There's two dead guys and there's one guy running out
But
of the
he's
room.
not running out of the room. He's pretending like he's hurt.
What
He
do they
literally
think happened?
says,
Like an invisible man shot him?
"Oh, he shot us." Like, alluding that there's
exactly.
a
Who?
gunman out there somewhere.
Somebody flew into the room, shot him, and then flew back out.
This is some Scooby-Doo shit, man. I don't know. I think obviously we're supposed to take the plot with a grain of salt. There's a lot of crazy shit happening here. We don't know what's real and what's not. The message of the movie is kind of like everything's sex and violence, and we're okay with that, and we shouldn't be okay with that. We got to quit being obsessed with screens. So
And then Nikki tells him that death is not the end.
it becomes meta there at the end when he sees his death and then plays it out as he saw it on the TV.
I think it kind of goes
Like, isn't
back
that-
to what Dr. Oblivion says, where he talks about the television is like the retina of the brain.
Right.
Like it does, if
Exactly.
you see it take place, then it makes it reality. And then on the TV screen, he sees himself committing suicide. So he
Right.
has to,
So that's life.
that's
at that
his
point.
reality, is he has to go through with that.
It's pretty interesting. I know Hoodie said James Woods kind of came up with that. I wonder what. I feel like that can't be too far derived from Cronenberg's original idea, though, for him to actually
I
change it
thought I read
drastically.
possibly the original idea was when Max escapes, he tries to cut off his gun hand. And he's successful, but in place of the gun,
His
the
handgun?
hand grenade the hand grenade like takes its place and it blows up and like kills him. I think I read that somewhere.
Like he's
Could be
trying to
some
escape
bullshit.
it, but he can't. I don't know. I feel like it really ties itself together the way that the movie I saw, the ending, I think is a nice loop.
So, in you guys' opinion, did Nikki actually die?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Shit, let me think about it.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
If Videodrome was actually snuff porn, then I'd say yes. Because I think she definitely went there.
Oh yeah. Somebody with that sort of ambition to
So she had a death
to
wish,
always
man.
push the goalpost, to always like push herself. Yeah. Oh yeah. I
And then you
definitely
get Robin Williams.
see her being in that
Oh
position.
boy.
Yeah.
Too soon, man.
Well,
It's been a while.
it's going to be educated.
I just watched Hook, so I don't
Mm.
appreciate you talking about him like that.
Classic. I watched Mrs. Doubtfire
No.
not long ago. Great film.
Dude looks like a lady.
Great film. Matchmaker, make me a match.
Find me a
such
find.
a good
Catch
dad.
me a catch.
He was such a good dad.
Hello. Fucking face covered.
I'm gonna start doing shit like that. See what my son thinks about it.
Oh.
Did you guys like the ending? Is it were you satisfied walking out of there?
I kind of would have liked the whole sexual ending more, but
God.
You just wanted to see some more
dude,
weirdo
course you
porn.
Yeah, I just wanted to see some more like weirdo shit. But no, honestly, it was a bleak movie pretty much, and it had to have a bleak ending. I think it ended the only way it could.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah.
Yeah.
This had
That's
to
kind of
happen.
what I was. The whole James Woods note is, I don't know, it still feels bizarre to me because it feels like the most natural ending, and I feel like Cronenberg is like a man who knows his work, and he would have gotten to this ending on his own. But what do I know? All right, boys, if that's all we got to say, it's time to get out the checkbooks. And which piece of memorabilia are we purchasing from 1983's Videodrome? Mr. Hootie, what you think?
There's a lot in this film you could pick, but I just kept going back to that pulsating vibrating, moving around Betamax tape. And that's what I'm taking.
Who are you gonna put as Peter in that tape, Joy?
Got in mind. I just want to feel it.
Yeah.
I just
It's got the right
I wanna feel it
vibration.
pulsate.
Got the right kind of vibration to stimulate your prostate.
All right, Joy, what you buying?
There's only one choice: the Videodrome prototype that makes you hallucinate S&M porn. That right there is virtual reality. Fucking years before it became a thing. That would be awesome to have.
Yeah, I said the helmet as well. Look cool as hell. Just as a prototype to have for, just as a movie prop. Take out the meaning of it being in the movie. It just looked like a really cool design. Reminded me of Virtual Boy. I don't know if you guys remember that thing from back in the day.
That was a disaster.
Too. Some clunky ass shit, but definitely had those retro feels for me. All right, Professor's grade books out. Put those checkbooks away. Let's get some pen to paper. Give Mr. Cronenberg here some grades for his work from 1983. Mr. Hootie, what did you think of Videodrome?
Videodrome was a purposeful blind spot for me, as I have drilled into this audience over 99 episodes. I hate body horror. When I pressed play on this Cronenberg cult classic, I was expecting to hate this film. However, I was quite surprised. Videodrome packed an incredible punch for a film that clocked in under 1 hour and a half. James Woods gives a great performance, as I was expecting, and even Blondie does a decent job of being a seductive love interest. Was the plot hard to follow? Yeah. Was that Cronenberg's intention? Oh yeah, I also believe. This may be my favorite Cronenberg film, with the features that I have watched so far, that is. I give Videodrome a B+.
For me, Cronenberg's Videodrome is a unique flick with way more meta than I had anticipated. James Woods totally sells this sleazy TV exec losing his grip on reality after stumbling on that mysterious torture broadcast. The practical effects, of course, still slap 4 decades later. I mean, the breathing VHS tape and the stomach/VCR, that is pure body horror gold. About as good as it gets, ladies and gents. It is dated, but in a perfectly retro way. And the commentary on media consumption and reality feels freakishly prophetic. Is it messy in spots? It definitely is. But even those messy bits stick with you in a virally grotesque way. Long live the new flesh. B+ for Mr. Cronenberg in my class.
More of a psychological thriller with both horror and sci-fi elements as opposed to an outright horror film. 1983's Videodrome can best be summed up as a genre-bending surrealistic thrill ride with a juicy amount of body horror and gore, and the right amount of sleaze to keep me intrigued. Let's start by beating the hell out of that same old drum and talk about the practical effects and makeup. Rick Baker puts on a clinic as a special makeup effects designer, creating images you long remember after the credits roll. They feel so alive and viscerally unsettling. The score here is haunting and sparse, really driving home the paranoid tone the film has going for it in its subtlety and usage. James Woods does what he normally do, and that's put his stamp on the role he's given, no matter how big or small. He really brings it here as Max Wren. But for me, displaying his range. But for me, the surprise standout is Debbie Harry as Nikki Brand. You don't often see musicians able to make that transition and excel when it comes to acting. But for this part in particular, I fell in love with Nikki. She plays her part so well in her limited screen time and leaves her mark here opposite of James Woods. She's a woman after my own heart. The movie, it feels like it stands the test of time and relevance, almost like a prophetic film that predicted pretty accurately man's current addiction to technology, violence, and sex, and the effects it's had on our society. Its message of people living their reality through the media has only grown more true 40 years on, and with the current trajectory we're on, the premise and substance can only grow in its significance. Coming from my only experience with Cronenberg, and that being one of my all-time favorite films to fly, I didn't know what to expect entirely. The trailer we watched was pretty vague and ominous, to say the least, but honestly, I shouldn't have expected anything else than brilliance based on my previous experience or exposure to this director. 1983's Videodrome grades out with a B.
Nice work, boys. Good choice by you, Mr. Joseph.
Bravo, bravo.
So, all right, we are going to cap the audience score guesses from Rotten Tomatoes. If you're new to the show, we're 99 episodes in. Where the hell have you been? But all joking aside, if you're new to the show, we have a little game here where we take a guess at the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. If we're within 5 points, we get to choose what's next. Otherwise, we spin a random wheel to do so. This was Joey's choice, so he did not participate. Who do you guess this would be at a 60%? I said a 75%. The actual audience score on this bad boy was an 80%.
That's a bingo.
5 points for me. However, before I get to beat my chest in victory,
I thought you were about to say beat your meat.
Before I begin to slowly beat my meat on camera and send out these Videodrome via podcast signals, we got a bit of a situation here, boys. Our next film will be episode number 100.
100!
And for episode number 100, if you've been keeping up, we've been taking suggestions from the crowd to determine what we should watch next. So this is a first, a fan choice for what episode 100 will be. And with that being said, we will take that reveal offline and leave you waiting 2 more weeks to see what episode happens to drop.
Got that ass. You know, we have more episodes than Game of Thrones. How crazy is that?
Holy shit,
I feel
man.
successful.
We got to stick the ending, man. You got to stick the ending. That's the only thing they didn't do. So normally this is where we would pull up a trailer on YouTube and watch it and invite you to watch along with us, but we are going to withhold that from you only because we love you. We will see you in 2 weeks, and I will take a moment to tell these boys what we're going to watch next. I'm going to edit this out entirely. All right, boys, the three of us know what's next. The audience does not, but we can still take our guesses at that Rotten Tomato audience score for blank. Mr. Joseph, what do you think?
I'm going to hit this bitch with a fucking 35.
I don't know. I know that the critics gave this movie hell. I don't know what the audience thought of it, though.
Exactly. I'm going to say a 50%.
That's
going down the line.
That's good. I'm going to do 40 and I'll take the middle.
All right, folks, I would tell you where to stream, rent, or buy this bad boy, but it's not information I'm allowed to give out to you. So, mind your P's and Q's and be on the lookout for our next episode. Thank you for listening. Check out horriblefilmschool.com to find all of our episodes, our social channels, the merch store. As always, you can support us for free. 3 easy ways you can rate us, you can review us, and you can subscribe to us. We all truly appreciate that. 100 episodes in, it takes a village, as they say. So thank you for all you do. If you're feeling really generous, send us some naughty Canadian airwaves. Me personally, I will be sending my support to women chasing the latest in BDSM and willing to fly to Pittsburgh to get it. Long live the new flesh.
With that, if you're hearing our voices, tell at least one person you know, spread that love, spread the campaign that is the Horrible Film School. And with that, I'm going to go to my local Goodwill, try to find a Betamax tape player, and then try to find a Betamax tape. And I'm out.
Thanks for all the likes, the subs, the listens, the follows, the downloads. We really appreciate you guys and gals' support, as well as your time and attention. Be sure to join us next time for episode 100, where we cover I'll Never Tell. Class dismissed.